Yeah, the clubs are cool, but this is better. Kicking back right here, I love staying home forever.
You know that moment when someone texts, "We should go out tonight," and your whole brain pulls a classic turtle maneuver, shrinking back into its shell faster than you can say, "Netflix queue." Not because you hate people, okay, maybe a little on trivia night. Not because you're sad, unless we're counting that one time you binge-watched rom-coms alone. Nope, it's just that your couch is right there, whispering sweet nothings like a loyal sidekick. The lighting? Perfectly dimmed for zero judgment. The temperature? Emotionally supportive, like a hug from a heated blanket. And suddenly your enthusiasm for a loud bar with sticky menus and that one guy yelling about sports plummets to absolute zero, colder than your forgotten ice cream in the freezer. If you love staying at home, you have probably been labeled something. An introvert, a homebody, maybe boring, by someone who thinks peace of mind is a personality flaw. But the psychology of staying at home is rarely about laziness. It is usually about what your brain is optimizing for and what it is trying to protect. Because love staying home can mean a lot of different things, and the hidden psychology is, some of it is surprisingly strategic. One type is the classic social battery economist. This is introvert psychology in its purest form. You do not hate social behavior. You just pay for it with social energy. And your brain knows the exchange rate. You can have a great dinner. You can laugh. You can even be the fun one. Then you get home and your nervous system acts like it ran a marathon in dress shoes. So you choose staying at home because it is low stimulation. It is predictable. It is quiet lifestyle medicine. You take alone time the way other people take electrolytes. You might even notice your brain's psychology shift the second the front door closes. Your shoulders drop. Your face relaxes. You start talking to your pets like you just got back from war. The scenario is always the same. It is 6:15 p.m. You are staring at your phone. There is a group chat. People are already on the way, and you are doing complicated math like, if I go for 1 hour, that is actually 3 hours. Because there is parking and small talk and the goodbye phase. Then you pick home, not because you are scared, because you are tired in a way that only solitude fixes. Then there is the home curator. This is homebody psychology with a control panel. Your home comfort is not accidental, it is designed. You have the blanket, you have the exact show you rewatch, you have the mug that makes coffee taste emotionally safer, you have your routines. And routine psychology matters more to you than people think. This type is not always an introvert, by the way. Sometimes you are actually very social. You just prefer your social life to happen in the controlled habitat. Your home is where your mindset can stay stable. It is where you can hear yourself think. The scenario here is someone says, "Let's just see where the night goes." And your brain goes, "No," because where the night goes is usually somewhere loud, expensive, and filled with strangers who want to stand too close. Meanwhile, at home, you know the lighting. You know the bathroom. You know the vibe. It is emotional safety, but with throw pillows. And there is a specific satisfaction in it. You clean up. You reset your space. You do your little self-care rituals. Not in a bubble bath influencer way. In a my environment affects my mental health way. It is self-love, but practical. It is self-awareness without the drama. If you like this kind of pattern spotting, and you like psychology that feels like someone quietly narrating your habits from across the room, then this hits your vibe.
Give me that thumbs up if you're feeling the light. Subscribe to the channel, let the neon shine bright. Drop a comment below, join the Street King life tonight.
One type that people miss is the protector. This one is not just introversion. This is personality traits shaped by experience. The why people stay home answer here is not comfort, it is safety. You might not talk about it like that. You might even joke about being a hermit, but your brain learned that social spaces can be unpredictable. People can be invasive. Conversations can turn sharp. You can feel observed, rated, misread. So staying at home becomes a nervous system preference. Your comfort zone psychology is not about being weak. It is about having a place where you are not performing, where you do not have to manage other people's moods, where you do not have to wonder if you said the wrong thing 3 hours ago. The scenario is you get invited to something that sounds harmless, a birthday, a work happy hour, a friend of a friend's thing, and you start pre-feeling the entire event. You imagine the noise, you imagine the small talk, you imagine the one person who will ask you a personal question in front of everyone, and your body reacts like it is about to be judged by a committee. So you stay home, and the relief is instant. This is where mental health and social behavior overlap in a quiet way, not the kind that needs a label, just the kind where your brain chooses peace of mind over risk. Then there is the type that flips a surface level assumption. The twist is, some people who love staying at home are not hiding, they are building. This is the high-performance habits homebody, the one people underestimate. Because from the outside, it looks like you never go out, but inside your home you are running a whole personal development lab. You have success habits, you have systems, you have little rituals that look boring to other people. But boring is kind of the point. Boring is stable. Stable is productive. Your success mindset likes a predictable environment. Your growth mindset likes long stretches of focus. The scenario is Friday night. Other people are posting cocktails. You are at home in sweatpants doing something that will quietly change your life in 6 months. Maybe you are learning a skill. Maybe you are working on a side project. Maybe you are reading self-help or self-improvement stuff that makes you feel slightly attacked in a good way. Maybe you are doing self-development in the least aesthetic way possible. You do not call it inspiration. You call it, I finally have time to think. This is where mindset motivation gets interesting. Some people treat staying at home like a failure to launch. But for this type, home is the launch pad. It is lifestyle psychology. The environment is supporting the identity. It is the opposite of stuck. It is deliberate. Then there is the indoor explorer. This one is my favorite because it confuses extroverts. You are home all the time, but your mind is not. Your brain is traveling. It is consuming ideas. It is collecting psychology facts. It is doing positive psychology whiffed announcing it. This is the person who cleans the kitchen while listening to a podcast. Or free podcasts. And yes, sometimes it is literally a mindset podcast. Sometimes it is the Mindset Mentor podcast. Sometimes it is a random motivational video that you put on as background. And then it ends up emotionally rearranging you. You might even have a favorite mindset mentor or a life coach you listen to, not because you need advice, but because you like hearing patterns named out loud. You like language for what you already sense. That is not weakness. That is curiosity. That is personal growth as entertainment. The scenario is a Saturday where you do not leave the house, but it does not feel small. You watch an inspirational video. You journal for 10 minutes. You reorganize a drawer. You learn why your brain does what it does. You feel that weird mix of calm and momentum. It is motivation, but quiet. It is inspiration, but private. You are not doing nothing. You are doing inner movement, which is very annoying to explain to someone who thinks productivity only counts if there is traffic involved. Then there is the comfort loop loyalist. This is the one that gets messy because it looks the same from the outside as the peaceful types, and it can even feel similar on the inside. Staying at home can be home comfort. It can be self-care. It can be solitude that restores you. But sometimes it is also a loop your brain runs to avoid uncertainty. Not because you are broken, because uncertainty is effort. And your brain is always trying to save energy. That is just human psychology. The scenario is you keep telling yourself, next weekend I will do something. And then next weekend arrives and the idea of doing something feels loud. You open social media. You watch other people live their lives like a trailer for a movie you do not want to star in. And then you stay home again. For this type, comfort zone psychology is not, I love my home. It is, my home has become the default setting. It is routine psychology turning into autopilot. It is not a moral failure. It is just a pattern. And patterns have gravity. What makes this tricky is that it can still feel like peace of mind at first, because staying in is instantly soothing. But later there is that faint feeling, not guilt, something else, like you were supposed to want more stimulation than you do. Or like you were waiting for motivation to show up, fully dressed and ready to drive. And then there is one more type that hides in plain sight, the identity keeper. This is the person who does not just prefer being home. You use it to explain yourself. I'm an introvert. I'm just not a going out person. I like a quiet lifestyle. That's just my personality. Sometimes it is true. Introversion is real. Habits of introverts are real. Alone time matters. Social energy is finite. That part is normal. But what is interesting is how the label can become a container. It can become the story that decides what you do before you even feel like doing it. Your mindset locks it in. The scenario is someone invites you to something you might actually enjoy. Not a crowded bar. Something that fits you. A small dinner. A museum. A calm hike. And you still feel the reflex. Not even anxiety. Just identity. That's not me. This is where self-awareness gets weird, because sometimes you are accurately describing yourself, and sometimes you are repeating a script you learned years ago that still runs your social behavior today. And if you are listening to all of this and thinking, okay, so which one is healthy? That is the funny part. The same behavior can come from totally different brain psychology. Two people can both love staying home. One is resting. One is hiding. One is building. One is healing. One is just genuinely uninterested in overpriced appetizers. That is why the psychology of staying at home is never just about the couch. It is about what the couch represents. Low stimulation, emotional safety, control, recovery, identity, or a little bunker where your mind can finally stop scanning the room. And maybe that is the uncomfortable part, because when you choose home, you are also choosing what you do not have to deal with. You are choosing what you do not have to be. No audience, no comparison, no performance, no social math, no pretending you can hear anyone in a loud restaurant. So here is what lingers. When you stay in, what are you actually protecting? Your peace of mind or your comfort zone psychology? When you imagine going out, what part feels exhausting? The people or the version of you that shows up around them? And when you are home alone, in that quiet lifestyle you swear you love, do you feel restored or do you feel temporarily relieved? Which one was you, really? And which one do you keep calling? Just my personality? Because it is easier than looking at what your home is quietly doing for your mindset.